Okay, so the first unit which we are going to learn is set theory. So, set theory is having, I'm briefly telling you that what we are going to see in this entire semester. Uh, First is algebra of sets. So there will be definition of sets, then there will be examples of different types of sets. Then there are laws which are defined on sets. It called commutative law, associative law, algebra of sets, distributive law, Cartesian product of two sets, De Morgan's law, definition, methods. So there will be mixed examples of different types of sets and operations on that. Then types of sets will going to learn, like equal sets, then equivalent sets, then null sets, singleton sets. So you might get confused that what are all these things, but whenever we are going to define everything, you will definitely clear with the concept. The next unit is of logic. So there will be logical implications, conjunction, disjunctions, and all that. Then next is matrix algebra. So how many of you know what is matrix or what is matrices? And what you know about matrices? Like what is matrices? Somebody has written matrix, no? Angela, what do you know about matrices? Okay, what are the replies? I'm familiar, but I must say I have forgotten. Okay, no problem. Table of numbers. This is the representation of elements or numbers. So whenever we are going to see it like number in rows and columns, yes, this is a particular type of arrangement, or this is the a different type of mathematical term which contains rows and columns. And why we are learning mathematics and matrices, because it will be helpful in your computer science too, because your course is about computers. This mathematics logics and this arrangement will definitely be useful in your computer science. That's the reason we are learning here this mathematical subject, and this is very much important. It will improve your logic, your logical capabilities, and how to think. Like whenever you are doing anything in computer science, it is necessary that you have to think to make a code or to make a program, and definitely mathematics will help you. Then the next is relation and function. Anybody know what is function? Okay, Angela, try to connect it again. Anybody know what is function? Yes, this is the representation of function, like how we can represent the function, and this is f of x equals to w. So whenever you are applying function on x, you will get w as an answer. So function means this. Whenever we are reaching there, I'll definitely explain you in details that what is function. But this is just yes, it is relationship between two variables like x and y, or x and whatever variables you want to take, you can take. Now the next and last is graph theory. So graph, I guess you know graphs, but you don't know it in details. Like there are many types of graph, like directed graph, undirected graph. Directed means what? It will show you the direction. Like graph, and the line is going from where to where. So it is directed graph. Then undirected graph means there is no direction. It's just a straight line. Then adjacent nodes, what is age, what is vertices, then mixed kind of graphs. So more than one type of graphs coming in the one graph. So this is mixed kind of graph. Then degrees of graph, degrees of vertices, loops, then parallel edges, null graph, simple graph, multi-graphs. So these are types of graphs which we are going to see. So what you guys know about graphs? Can I know what you know about the graphs? Whatever comes in your mind whenever you heard this word graph. Y-axis and x-axis, yes. Definitely, to represent a number in graphs, you have you should have y-axis and x-axis with you. Okay, what other student? Where are the other students? Here only 1, 2, and 3, 4 are there. Why they left the meeting? Connection problem. Okay, okay, no issue. So let us start with unit 1 today. Okay, before go to unit 1, I want to introduce myself to you. My name is Payal. I have done my bachelor's and master's in mathematics from India itself, and I'm teaching mathematics from 2 years, and right now I'm doing PhD in mathematics. So this is just for your information. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen with you. Is the screen visible to you all? Okay, so first of all, we'll start unit 1. The name is set theory. Okay, so first of all, tell me what you know about set. What comes in your mind when you hear this word set? Set means what? I don't want the exact definition. It's just that you should know what is set. Is a combination of elements. Then a group of numbers or variables. Yes, you can say that. It is compulsory for all to give answer. If you don't know, then write just that I have no idea, like that, so that I can get to know that how many of you know about how much in this mathematics arrangement of elements. Okay, so this is the course content of set theory. First, this is introduction, then methods of describing sets. So there are two types of methods how we can describe a set. So this is just a point that methods of describing a set. Then types of sets. We are going to see some types of sets: null set, singleton set, finite set, infinite set, equal set, equivalent set, subset, proper subset, power set, and universal set. So each and every term we are going to define. Then operations on set. Operations also we are going to see. Then algebra of sets. So there are some laws and proofs about sets, which is called algebra of sets. That is also we are going to see. The next is a law, De Morgan's law. De Morgan was a mathematician. He has defined a law on sets, and which is very useful. So this is also a part of our syllabus. Then next is Venn diagram. So whenever we are studying set, then we'll see another representation of set also, and Venn diagram is one of them. So Venn diagram is nothing but the another representation of sets. Then Cartesian product of two sets. So this is the product which mathematically they have defined, and we are going to see this. So first, introduction. What is set? So set theory is a branch of mathematical logic that studies set, which informally are collection of objects. So set, you can simply say that this is the collection of such things. Although any type of objects can be collected into a set, set theory is applied most often to objects that are relevant to mathematics. So set is any collection of distinct and distinguishable objects of our institution or thoughts. That means set is collection of sets only, collection of objects only, but there are similar kinds of objects there will be. So first is this is the definition of set first. Set is a collection. Simply you can say that set is a collection. Now we can see some example so that you can clarify what is set. So the example one, the collection of vowels in English alphabets. Now English alphabets is having 5 vowels A, E, I, O, U. So this collection is, we can say that this is the set. Set will have the similar kind of objects itself. So you cannot say like A, E, then mathematics, then O, then U. No, this is not set. Set should have similar kinds of objects. Then second is collection of all states in the Indian Union. So this is also a set. Then the collection of all past presidents of the Indian Union. So Indian Union have those all the presidents, and we can take a collection of it and we can say that this is the set. Now the next, the integers from 1 to 100. So taking numbers from 1 like 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 100. This is the collection of integers which we can say that this is set. So these are examples of set. Then another one is the possible outcomes in the toss of a die. Whenever you are tossing a die, what are the outcomes we can get? Outcomes we can get when we are tossing a die. What we will get? Yes, it will be from 1 to 6, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 outcomes, and whenever we are writing, we can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as a set. Clear? Set. So these are examples of set. Now, before going to the next topic, let us see how we can represent a set. So to represent set, we can use curly bracket. Actually, we have to use curly bracket. So I am writing this set in the chat box. 1, 2. See, this is the representation how we can represent a set. You have to write every element in the curly brackets first, and after one element you have to put comma, then second element you have to put comma, then third element you have to put comma. So this is the representation of sets. Okay, then make a set of outcome when you are tossing a die. When you will toss a die, what you will get? Write it in the representation of set. And repetition is not allowed when you are representing a set. You cannot write 1, 1, 1. No, that is not allowed. One will come only once. Yes, very good. This is the representation how we can write a set. Possible outcomes of toss of a die. Okay. Yes, this is how you can represent a set. Now these are very familiar sets which we are using frequently whenever we are talking about sets. Okay, so the first is set of natural numbers. Natural numbers means it will start from 1 and 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 up to wherever you want to take. Like this is an infinite set. There is no end of this set. These are called natural numbers. It will start from 1, 1, 2, 3 and up to infinity. So this is called set of natural numbers. We will denote it by capital N. Next is W, that is set of whole numbers. This set will contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the natural number set and one more element which is 0. So it will start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up to infinity. Now next set is Z or I, which we can call set of integers. It will start from infinite, then in between there will 0 will come, then right side you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as we'll take in natural number and whole number, and in the left side you have to take negative numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative numbers will be -1, -2, -3 up to minus infinity. So this set will start from minus infinity, then coming -4, -4, -3, -2, -1, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up to infinity. Now this is set Z plus, or you can say I plus. This will be all positive integers. It will not contain negative numbers. So all positive numbers means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the next is Q. Q means set of rational numbers. So whatever sets we have defined like N, Z, W, it is not containing the number of decimal type like 1.2, 1.3, 1.8, 2.5. These numbers are not in N, W, Z. So Q will contain this number also. So generally, a general form of Q is given by Q. Q means here P is called numerator and Q is denominator. The set will be of type P by Q. So P and Q will be from integers, like P and Q be integers. They are from set of integers Z. So see, this set is containing all the numbers like -3, -2. These numbers are like, because natural number set or integers will be in Q, like set of rational numbers, because whatever number we are taking in integers, for example, let us take -2. So -2 we can definitely write it as -2 by 1. So numerator will be -2 and denominator will be 1. So it will be -2 by 1. So it will be of P by Q. So those numbers which we can represent it as P by Q will come in set of rational numbers. Then the next set is Q plus. So all positive rational numbers. You have to just delete all these negative numbers from Q. And the last is R, which is set of all real numbers. Means every number will be part of this real number set, like rational number, positive numbers, natural numbers, integers, and whole numbers. Every number will come in this set of real numbers. It will contain irrational numbers also. Okay, now I will say one element to you and you have to say that this number is coming in which set. Okay, I will give you one number. You have to say that this number will come in which set. It will come in more than one types of set also. Okay, the number is -7. -7, -7. In which set it will come? -7. Okay, will it be a part of rational numbers Q? Yes. -7 will come in rational number or not? Will it come in Q? Yes or no? Why? What is the definition of Q? Q is having number which are of type P by Q form. So minus 7, I can say that minus 7 by 1. Can I say negative 7 is negative 7 by 1? Yes, so it will be a part of Q, no? Every natural number, every integers will be definitely a part of Q. Okay, the number is 0. Which set will contain 0? Yes, whole numbers. Then other sets also will contain 0, no? Also Z. Yes, rational numbers. And real numbers also, no? Real number is containing every number. Rational, irrational, integers. So it will be of real number also. The last one. All the real numbers. Okay, then the number is 3 by 2. 3 by 2. This is 1.5. Which sets will contain 1.5? Yes, Q and one more set is containing. Yes, Q and real. Both the sets will contain 1.5. Okay. See, there are other numbers too. Like the numbers which are not in natural number, not in integers, not in Q. There are other numbers too, which we cannot even write it in the P by Q form. Like I am writing one number. See, I've written one number in the chat box. This number is not ending anywhere. Like digits are changing, everything is going on. It is unstoppable number. After decimal point, it is not ending anywhere. This is called irrational number. So this will not even containing in Q, because Q is having number which are of type 1.5, 1.3, 1.25, 3.05, 7.00357, but it is ending somewhere. But the numbers, these type of numbers also exists. These type of numbers never end after the decimal point. So it is called irrational numbers. Like root 2, then root 3, then number pi. These numbers are irrational numbers. Okay, the next set is R plus for the set of all positive real numbers. So these are real numbers but positive real numbers. Now the next is it safe the same as infinite? Means I don't get your question. What are you asking, Wuso? Q has one denominator. Yes, Q has denominator. Q has one as a denominator. So every natural number and every integers are automatically coming in Q. Is infinite irrational? No, infinite is a term which we are using for sets. Irrational number is a number. It is only one number. Like if you are writing root 3 in the calculator, the number will come something. After decimal number, the capacity of calculator will end at some point, but the number is not ending. This number is coming and coming and coming. So there is no end. But infinite set means what? It will contain so many elements which we cannot calculate. Natural number set is an infinite set. Natural number we are starting from 1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there is no end of numbers. There is no end of natural numbers. So this set is infinite set. But the irrational number which we are talking about, that irrational number is a number, it's a single number. But this number is having that infinite digits which we cannot count. Okay, so element of sets we are going to see. Now let us focus on the definition. The objects that make up a set are called elements or members of the set. So whatever elements are coming in the set, a set is constructed by that elements only. So that are called element of sets. Then it is almost a convention to indicate sets by capital letters like A, B, C. Yes. So whenever you are representing a set, you have to denote it with the capital letters only. And whenever you are writing elements of a set, you have to use small letters only. So the name of set will be in capital letters and elements will come in small letters like small ABC. Now to indicate a particular element or member, we'll use belongs to a set. We use the symbol like we want to say that this 3 is element of n. So you will write as 3 belongs to A, 3 belongs to n, then 5 belongs to n, then minus 3 belongs to z. So these are the representation how we can write. These are the relation of elements with sets. Then the next is if x is an element of set A, symbolically will return as x belongs to A, and any particular element or a member belongs does not belongs to set, will use the symbol. So whenever the number is not coming in the set, like minus 3 does not belongs to n, set of natural numbers, so we'll write it as it does not belongs to n. So there are symbols of belongs to. Just a minute. Yes, just a minute. I'm finding a symbol for you. Is the screen visible to you all? Just a minute, I'm reconnecting it again. Is it visible now? Okay. So see, here we were. Now to indicate a particular element or a member, you have to use this symbol belongs to. See, it is denoted by with the red color. Belongs to will be like this. So you have to write 3 belongs to n, or -5 does not belongs to n. So these are examples. See, in the after this definition, they have given one example. Example is like, we have given a set A which is containing 5 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and because 1 is in A, we will write 1 belongs to A like this. And because 6 is not a part of A, we will write 6 does not belongs to A. Clear? So uh, this is how we can write elements of sets. Now methods of describing a set. We can describe a set in two ways. First is, a set is often represented in the following two ways. First is tabular method. These are other names of this method, uh, which is tabular listing, roster, or enumeration method. So I have told you that how we can write the set. It will be in curly brackets, and after one element we'll put comma, then another element we will put comma. Like this way we can write sets. So examples of sets: set of vowels, set of odd natural numbers, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. A set of factors of 12. So these are the factors of 12, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Then a set of multiples of 3. So this is the set C, 3, 6, 9, 12, and it is infinite set. So these are the representation, which is called tabular method, listing method, roster method, or enumeration method. So I'll give you one example. I'll give you definition. You have to construct a set according to that. Using tabular method, you have to write down. Okay, write set of natural numbers which are even. Set of even natural numbers. Set of even natural numbers. You will give the name to this set is B. Capital B equals 2. You have to write down like that. Set of even natural numbers. Yes, this is capital B equals to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and infinity. So comma dot dot dot. This is the example given by uh, Chigme Thinley user. This is B equals to 2468. This is correct, but then you have to put infinite type of dot 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 because this set is not ending over here. It will be like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So there is no end of the set. So you have to put dot 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 after these numbers. Otherwise, this is correct. Okay. Very good, Angela. So now next I am going to give you is a set of factors of 15. Set of factors of 15. Set of factors of 15. It will contain 1, then 5, then 15 and 3. Yes. 1, 3, 5, 15. There will be 4 elements 1, 3, 5, 15. Now factors of 18. Factors of 18. Everyone should be a part of this conversation. One will definitely come in any set whenever we are talking about factors. Mansoor is every time forgetting 3. One more element which you are forgetting. There will be 1, then 2, then 3. 4 will not come, 5 will not come, 6 will come, no? 6 threes are 18. 6 will be a part of it. So there will be 6, then 9 because 9 to the 18, and then 18. Write a proper subset, proper set. How we can represent it? You got it? How I have told you that 6 will be a part of this set? Okay, there will be 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. Great. Now make a set of multiples of 5. Yes, it will be 1, 5, 10, 15. No, multiples will not contain element 1. No, it will start from 5 only. Multiples means what? It is the table. Whatever table we are creating, no, like 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15. So the multiple set will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and up to infinity. Yes, this is multiples. So one will not be a part of multiples. Okay, so I think you are clear with this concept, how we can uh, describe a set. Now, the next type we can represent a method, which is the definition. Like we will not write elements, we will give definition. Like see here, in this method the elements are not listed. We are not going to listing the elements like we are doing previously, comma comma comma. No, we are not going to do this. We are giving definition, like we are giving characteristic. We may state some characteristics which an object must possess in order to be an element of a set. So to be a part of that set, that element should satisfy the condition, and we will write that only. So this highlighted is the representation of set. Representation means all those x where x is a vowel in English alphabet. So this representation we can call as set builder, selector, or property builder method. So there are two types of methods, one which contain elements, another which contain characteristic of a set. Now next is x is an odd natural number. So this is just a characteristic. This is not element. Next is x is a factor of 12. So this is the definition of elements. It will not contain elements, it will contain characterization. So these are two types of representation of sets. One is tabular method and another is set builder method. Tabular will contain element comma element comma element, and the set builder will contain characterization of elements of those set. Okay, so this completes your session. I just want from you one example of tabular method and one example of set builder method. So you will give name A to first method and B to second method. You have to give any example of two sets. First will be of tabular method, second will be of set builder method. So first should contain elements, second one should contain characteristic. Quickly give two sets. Very good. Sigma Thinley user. Yes. A set is 1, 2, 3, 4 and up to infinity. B is all those x where x is an integer. So this is the characterization. Very good. What others are doing? Everyone have to give example of two sets. Then and then we'll end this session. Mansoor, A is W comma Y, X is a consonant letter. Okay, so you can write A set as W comma Y. So this is the representation how we are taking tabular method, and the another is a characterization. Very good. Okay, so I think this is enough for today's session. Okay, you enjoyed the session. Are you all clear with today's session? Whatever we have learned, right? Yes or no? Okay. So okay, this completes your session here.